Now, welcome to Tarek's Community Podcast. Today I'm joined by another guest, Feras Masraf. How are you, Feras?
Hi Tarek, I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
So I hear that you did a placement somewhere that I worked in,
Uh,
pharmaceutical company called GSK. Is that right?
that's correct, yes.
So, what was your placement?
So my placements were I was based in the admin section part of GSK. So I did A3, HR, executive IT support, legal, research and development, etc. The list goes on.
So, could you explain to me? Do you remember what AV is? Like your placement that you actually did?
So in A3, I was responsible for repairing projectors, checking Skype when business was working okay, uh, making sure all the events that people book are running smoothly, and if there are any problems, I'm the first person to go and fix it.
Oh,
Whether it will, whether it will be a cable, whether it will be the projector stopped working or the TV, or the Skype meeting stopped working, me and my team will be the first ones on scene.
yeah. What was your best part on GSK, or do you have experience, any experiences from
My
my
best part of
GSK?
GSK is the people. They've been very lovely since I first came to GSK. They've been very welcoming, like a little family.
Yeah,
I do miss them, and I do keep in touch with some of them.
yeah,
I do miss working at GSK.
yeah. I do miss working with you as well. Any highlights you can?
Highlights? Well, highlights. Uh, I mean, Lorna and Harriet, they were lovely. I mean, they were they were with us every step of the way. The company, I've never been inside GSK. I've never even heard of GSK until I came into the company. And
I would like to ask you, how did you know about this project search?
so through Richmond upon Thames College slash West Thames, they put me in touch with the project search team. I applied, got an interview at West Thames with Harriet and Lorna the first time I met them, and yeah, I got picked for GSK, which is what I was very pleased about.
I just say to everyone that I used to work with Ferris, and um, we did HR. I did HR. That was a really good topic. Do you remember any highlights from HR?
I mean, Joe Harry, lovely person, very hyper. Uh, I do remember you. Uh, yeah, we were a good team, I think.
Yeah. Do you know any? I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you know any history about the company?
History. Well, apart from the fact they're a pharmacy company that have a big headquarters in Philadelphia, America, uh, I've got nothing else on GSK.
Yeah. Uh, any more placements you can think of? Or let's go on to how do you feel right now with this lockdown?
About the coronavirus,
Yeah.
so I'll be brief. It has affected me a lot. I mean, I can't see my friends and I can't go to work. I can't study, can't go to college. I miss all my friends at college and I miss my colleagues. The coronavirus is annoying, but I've got used to it now. But I don't like the self-isolating part.
But well, yeah, that must be a struggle. But the main thing I want to get out of this show, Faris, is we did an internship together. After this lockdown, do you encourage people to do an internship? and what was it like?
So did you say I encouraged
Yeah,
people to
what
do it?
you encourage people to do an internship?
So I did pass on a recommendation. I did pass on to my friends in the college about Project Search and told them briefly what I did, and they want to apply. It's up to them.
Yeah. Any more experiences you can remember, or anything you enjoyed, like working with other people? You think it benefited? Was it easy to make friends there?
At first, no. As with all companies, it's hard to make friends with your colleagues, but I managed to fit in quite quickly and easily, and yeah, I've made a lot of good friends who I still keep in touch with now.
Yeah, I tell you one thing I really miss about GSK is actually working with some of the CEOs at GSK.
Did you
You know,
enjoy
like
working?
trying Roger Connor. Do you remember Roger Connor?
Yes, he's the one who founded Project Search, wasn't
Yep.
he? Yeah.
Who else do you remember working with? What was, you did reception, was that right? No, you didn't do.
I didn't do reception, no.
What else did you do?
So in legal, I worked with a man called Sean Roberts. He's the head of the legal department.
Yeah.
Lovely guy. He's a lovely guy.
Can you tell us the secrets of legal?
That's confidential. I can't disclose that.
But can you think of anything else that you enjoyed in your placements? Or any challenges? Or any challenges?
Yes, in legal. I'm famous in legal for breaking the shredder 4 times. I'm famous for that because no one's ever done it.
So you
I felt embarrassed.
So you missed that on the show.
Oh no, I don't miss a shredder. That was a nightmare that was.
Yeah. So what do you, if the people were to do an internship, how do you, what do you encourage them to think about before they apply? Is that a hard question?
So I'll probably advise them to think what they want to do, whether Project Search suits them or not.
I'm not saying only Project Search, I'm saying in general.
Oh, in general, then I'll just advise them to follow their hearts. Don't just pick a job because your friend's going to that job, because they may enjoy it and you may not enjoy it. So make sure you pick the right career path that you think will suit you for the future.
Because that's an important subject, especially if you want to apply for something. Think before you apply for it. Look at the requirements that you think is important before you apply.
Very important. Very important.
Anything you can think of, you can encourage people to stay strong in terms of lockdown at the moment.
Well, keep doing it.
Do something, to learn a course, like we did at Project Search, to learn something, like do a course online, or to how do you think people, I don't know how to put this into words, but how do you feel people should learn to be more creative, by doing a course or online course?
So in college, I'm doing web design. So I'm using a very complicated application called Dreamweaver, and that's what I'm using to create my website. It's very hard and very tiring. But I'm learning.
Do you think people can do that? Do you think it's a good skill to learn, create
Oh,
something.
very.
Yeah. Just take a moment. So, what we came into the challenges of GSK. Uh, how was it when you were using the computers at GSK? Was your tasks at all simple, or did you find the tasks like difficult to do?
It was
Like,
hard at first, but once I got into it, it was pretty straightforward. All the tasks I got.
like using databases and stuff like that.
I mean, obviously, I didn't know, all this database stuff, but when they taught me it, it was pretty straightforward afterwards. Once I got to grip with it.
You say you had the interview for GSK, right?
Yes, West Thames College.
I would like to ask you, how did you feel when you entered that interview?
Very confident.
And any tips you can give to people when they apply for something, when they go into an interview? Any tips you can think of?
Well, dress smartly. Come prepared. Do you have one? Do you have at least 3 questions to ask? Do a bit of research on GSK. Show your interest. Smile. Don't be grumpy or sad during it. And yeah, just show how passionate you are working for GSK. And I'm sure he or she will be able to work there.
How about the don'ts?
The what?
How about the don'ts? You done do's and
Oh,
don'ts.
the don'ts.
Yeah.
Don't come in casual clothes. Don't say anything like "yo, my G." Don't say "yo" or anything inappropriate to say. Just say, "Hi, nice to meet you. My name is." Say your name, and then go on. Don't wear shoes wise. Don't wear trainers. Wear at least black shoes, polished black shoes, and make sure you have a nice look. So make sure your hair is nice and combed, cleaned. Have a shower the night before. Have go to sleep the night before, so you become refreshed for when you go into that interview, and you'll be confident. If you don't do all these stuff, then you won't get into GSK. Your confidence will go down, and also you'll look really embarrassed for yourself after you leave the interview. And you'll be thinking, oh, I wish I should not have done that. I just missed a great opportunity.
Yeah. The reason why I wanted to do the show, just to let everyone know, is because after lockdown, or you could probably do an online course or something like that, because we're in lockdown and people are getting bored. Why don't the people do something? They learn something, like do a course, instead of sitting, on games all the time. Because you can learn something by doing an online course. It's not only about, sitting, playing games. By doing an online course or by doing an internship, will be a good idea. It's either an internship from home or an internship from a company. The reason why I wanted to get you, Faras, is because I wanted you to explain your experience, which you did, and I wanted to get people to know the message that it's not only about staying home, having fun. It's about learning, not only sitting in a room playing games. Because it's an important thing to learn, isn't it, parents? Not to just play games on a laptop or something. Anything else you want to mention about that thing that I just spoke about learning?
Yes. So as you very rightly said, I know lots of people nowadays. I know people on my course who, can't be bothered to do the course anymore because they're at home, so it's like they're not in college. So probably most of the time they are playing on the Xbox, probably FIFA, and yeah, just not paying an interest because if they don't do an online course, if they don't teach themselves new things, then you know you're not going to have a good life. That's it. I'm going to be very honest with that.
One thing that Faris started as well, he started working, I know, he started working at a train station, didn't you?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
Uh, so the company I work for, well, it's an agency. It's called STM Group, and I'm based at New Malden train station, and I just mainly guard the barriers, repair the gates, assist passengers, and they call me when they need me. So I'm on the contract, and yeah, I assist people. I repair ticket barriers. I make sure people don't jump over the barriers because I know a lot of them do. I log it in, and yeah, and if there's any cancellations or delays, I'm the first person the commuters are going to speak to. So I have to be prepared and calm. And
Have,
I have all those qualities, and I am very good at my job.
have you have you helped any people with disabilities yet?
Yes, I helped a blind person and his carer, and they always say hi to me because it's always the same people I see every time I work on a Saturday in the morning. It's always them, and now that they got used to me being at the station, I'm like a friendly face they could come to. But I have helped, yeah, a blind person. I've helped people with prams, and but yeah, else too.
Yeah. Have you faced any challenges with people tickets?
I have had a few. One coming right up to me, like venting their fury. Uh, One time the trains got all cancelled because the train broke down on platform 4. Everyone came to me furious, like they were going to, you know, go violent. So I had to kind of, you know, give them advice and stay calm and don't escalate the situation. Otherwise, you're going to make it worse for yourself, and you're going to get into deep trouble.
I'm so glad you actually mentioned that experience because you say stay calm. The
Yeah.
word stay calm. Um, at the moment, because we have the lockdown, um, how do you know any ideas of ways people can stay calm?
So every morning, and I advise everyone to do this, on BBC One at 10 o'clock, there's a program called Health Check UK. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah.
And there's a brilliant guy called Mr. Motivator. And every day he has an exercise for you to do at the end of the show that he shows you. And that's what I do. I listen to Mr. Motivator, do his exercises, and I feel refreshed and ready for the day ahead.
Wow, that's a really good thing. I might try that in the morning. Um, so we won't waste a lot of time. Any last words about learning, about things they can do to learn from home, or about your internship you want to mention?
Uh, Probably just briefly, don't just play games. It's not doing good. It's not going to do any good for you. Do do a course. You don't have to do it every day. Just do it like a few days a week.
maybe once a
completed,
week, maybe once a week, or maybe, you know, just,
or
just
once a week. Yes, or once a
in the
week.
morning.
Then, yeah, once a week in the morning. Once you finish it, you've learned a new skill that you could use in life.
So the main purpose of this podcast is because I'm trying to encourage everyone to do an online course or something they can learn while in this lockdown. So I thought I'll do a special podcast about that today. Feras, any last words about your placement as well?
I've got no last words on my placement. I think I've summed them up quite nicely.
Okay, thank you for joining me, Feras, today.
You're welcome.
This is Tarek's Community Podcast, and goodbye. I'm your host, Tarek Mrad.